believes the information is false, the police and courts can be called to investigate, explains a government official. Incidentally, it was incorrect. However, it talks about hard data and campaign election expenses, and as I said, they've never done this in their last 50 years. That was March 29th, April 1st. April 3rd, this is before we've had it in our forms. April 3rd, they run another front page article talking about war chest well stock. And they say, money helps newcomers, the market sells. Just a little quote. Allard and the newcomer Orville Santa. Allard's spent just over $2,100, while Santa's expenses top $9,880, which is that number you have here. And my threshold was $10,764.50. I told them up and I corrected them because I sort of knew it was coming, but I told them, I said, you've included my auditing expenses, but that's not part of the cost. They continue to run that 9,000 figure. And it's not over yet. So we've got the 29th of March, April 1st, April 3rd. Here on April 4th, this is on page 3, campaign figures can be challenged. Okay? So this is all the preamble to before I'm even called to audit. Now, they would have no idea that Ken Otzes was going to call an audit. They were operating in the vacuum, you would think. However, they do make certain indications here which leads me to believe they may have had some forethought. Now, then, on August the 9th, Ken Otzes, a concerned citizen, goes to the clerk's office, and lo and behold, all the media is there. So, here's a piece of chalk. And this is pre-Ken Otzes calling for audit. Right? So then he calls for the audit. That'll start here. And it says, Santa accused of overspending. And he says, Santa has exceeded his allowable campaign expenses by as much as $20,000. Otzes claims Santa's over the allowable limit by up to 3 times as much, so that's $30,000 now. There was up to $30,000 worth of advertising, Otzes said yesterday in an interview at City Hall. When Mr. Otzes launched this, I guess, event in front of the city clerk, there was, all the media just happened to be there. That was April the 10th. On April the 11th, the Chronicle Journal runs another front page story. So you've got the 10th and now you've got the 11th. And it says reasons for the challenge, and they talk about Ken Reed and these people and how they believe that something should be challenged because it seemed that things were amiss. Okay? So then we have a slight break between April the 10th and April the 11th, and we get to Wednesday, April the 25th. This is heating up towards the May 7th hearing. And they talk about the audit request sparks debate. So the reason I'm doing this is just to show you the volume with the Chronicle Journal. Now, before this is even heard by council, this edition runs on April the 29th, and it talks about the spending issue bound for court. And essentially and you can come up and read these later, what Ken Otzes says is, no matter what happens in the coming weeks, it appears that the Santa's campaign issue is bound for court. Now, I want you to focus on what they're saying here. This issue is bound for court. That's April the 29th. Now, May the 4th, they run another front page story. All right, and they say, council considers Santa audit. Decision on how to proceed may be made Monday. Okay? So now we've got Otzes serving me, or calling for this audit on the 9th, on the 10th, 11th, 25th, 29th, and 4th. They're leading up to the audit. we've got a little bit of coverage on Councillor Santa. Saturday, May the 5th, there's one more article, councillors to ponder audit question on Monday. And then, on May the 6th, we're getting close to the audit now. This is a Sunday. And it talks about a numbers crunch with Ken Osley's picture here, and council to make audit decision on Monday. This is Sunday, May the 6th. Clerk's report represents options to council. And this is that. This is the editorial which ran on the 6th. And it says, only an audit will clear the air. Pardon me, this is the day of the audit. So this is the morning paper. They're not trying to influence council in any way, shape, or form. But they're saying, only an audit will clear the air. Tonight, and it goes through a bunch of preamble, you can read this later on. It says, tonight council will formally consider the request for an audit, da-da-da-da-da. At the end it says, they must approve an audit tonight for Councillor Santa. Now, in the province of Ontario in the last 15 years, there have maybe been no more than 4 audits counting me of a councillor. There has never been an audit called for a mayor. Now, all this is happening before council even says, I'm going to audit. Okay? I don't know who's been on the front page more than me. Maybe, now, so then, yeah, right. I'm a